You should clench your jaw, close your eyes, and hold that position for 15 seconds.
I will slaughter every single spoiled, stuck-up, blonde.
Hello guys! Welcome to my German Antarctica exploration channel, and in this video we're gonna be looking at the Looksmaxxing Iceberg. So if you don't know the concept of iceberg videos, to a given topic, today Looksmaxxing, we will discuss the more commonly known things, and the more we progress deeper into the iceberg, the more obscure the topics will be, okay? So if you like the video, make sure to like the video, okay? And subscribe the video. And join the Leonard Gaines newsletter. At the tip of the iceberg we have mental health care. And I'm saying this first because when talking about Looksmaxxing, it's very important to keep an eye on your mental health, because it's such a sensitive topic, and whenever you attempt Looksmaxxing to appear more beautiful to others, you should be careful to not develop body dysmorphia or worsen your mental health. And ironically, having better mental health will make you more attractive to other people. And so it's a two-in-one win. That's why I'm saying it first. Clean eating. Food is one of the 3 pillars of good health, next to exercise and sleep. And supposedly eating too much sugar will make you more ugly. And so if that's the case, eating good food is a good practice generally. And yeah, that's definitely a thing that you should do. Sleep. Same as clean eating, it's one of the 3 pillars of good health. Yeah, you should get good sleep each night and optimize your sleep. Such as my grandfather, who has been practicing quality sleep since 1980. Hygiene. So most of your looks just come from mental health and good hygiene. And bad breath is the #1 turn off that you can have. And so you should definitely brush your teeth and tongue regularly. That's like the most important thing. If you can't do that right, forget the rest. No amount of looks can redeem from having bad breath. On the surface level, we have hairstyle. So finding your own personal hairstyle is good, even if it's just for like developing yourself in the way that you want to. Skincare, reducing acne is like a good thing, right? Can't really say anything against that. Also, skincare practices are generally safe, unless you do some weird off-brand shit and apply like weird dangerous substances to yourself, but that's not such a common thing, I think. Fitness is good, but of course due to social media and people promoting steroids and people taking steroids, body dysmorphia is like a thing, and so that's why it's not on the tip but on the surface of the iceberg. But it's one of the 3 pillars of good health, so definitely be fit. Blue pill. The blue pill is the conventional dating advice. So the beliefs are that relationships are about compatibility and personality and less about looks. And looks don't really matter. It's a very optimistic belief, and it's critique to be naive and ignore how the world really works. But generally, it's what I mostly believe. The surface waters. So here we have some Looksmaxxing topics which are already pseudoscience and not really working, but let's get into it. Mewing. So mewing is, I think, on the border between good Looksmaxxing practices and bullshit. There is some truth to mewing, because basically what mewing is you put your tongue at the top of your mouth and walk around like this the entire day, and it's supposed to change your facial structure. The truth is that breathing through your nose is better than breathing through your mouth, and that has actual effects on facial structure, which is proven. But I don't think that the tongue has anything to do with it, except for the fact that it forces you to breathe through your nose. Tanning. So of course, getting sunlight is very important, even like for health and vitamin D. But then there are artificial tanning beds, and if you abuse that, that can be dangerous and cause cancer and shit. Body dysmorphia. Here's a definition of body dysmorphia that I could find. Body dysmorphic disorder is a mental health condition in which you can't stop thinking about one or more perceived defects or flaws in your appearance. You may feel so embarrassed, ashamed and anxious that you may avoid any social situations. Of course, body dysmorphia is a problem that has been growing exponentially with social media, because people keep posting photos with filters or of legitimate models, so people compare themselves to unrealistic standards. Jaw exercises. Now there are many tutorials on YouTube, on TikTok, anywhere, on exercises that are supposed to make your jaw look more defined, such as the... Now there's nothing too dangerous about it, I think, but the real effects are questionable and it's mostly just ridiculous. And as we all know, the best jaw exercise is the ones that you're doing with your homies on the sleepover. Whitening teeth. So if done by doctors, whitening your teeth is good and safe. Of course, there are some do-it-yourself methods which are like bizarre and not safe, unless it's like lemon juice, which is like fine, but red pill. The red pill directly opposes the blue pill. Of course, this is a metaphor to the Matrix movies, where the blue pill represents the conventional advice and the red pill is the direct opposition to the conventional advice. In this case, for dating. The core belief is that there is a male competition and that there are biologic differences between the genders. I believe some parts of the red pill are valuable, for example, the importance of self-improvement. Even if your soulmate exists, you must work to become the person you're supposed to be, or otherwise your soulmate is gonna be taken eventually. That's a harsh truth that you have to accept. You still gotta work on yourself and actually get out there and talk to women, otherwise you'll just miss your soulmate because they won't magically appear, right? So definitely go to the gym, talk to women, and try to be a little bit more like, you know, masculine and like alpha male. That's a good thing, right? But the problem with the red pill is that often it leads to genuine misogyny and like negative beliefs that women are inherently unloyal, and generally it makes men and women hate each other, believe negative things about each other, which is definitely not the point. And r/redpill on Reddit has been taken down in 2023 because it has descended so much into misogyny and just complete slop and bullshit. The shallow depths. Now we're already getting into some pretty obscure and problematic shit. Facial analysis and PSL. Didn't really define what PSL stands for. There are many definitions. I don't think anyone knows what it really stands for, but basically facial analysis and PSL, these terms refer to the practice of rating people by their looks according to predefined standards. And there are many scientific terms like canthal tilt, hunter eyes, facial symmetry, and other terms that originally come from modeling but have spread out to the general public through TikTok, etc. And many people on the internet analyze themselves or others as if they were actual models in hopes of increasing their chances with women. r/looksmaxxing. Now r/looksmaxxing doesn't exist. I believe it was banned for like hate speech or something. Some knockoffs exist like r/trueratemE or r/looksmax, which are basically subreddits where straight men post photos of themselves and rate each other. It doesn't seem like there's horribly dangerous advice on there, but still lots of cringe and incels and yeah, extreme diets. Now, the shit that models do is pretty gruesome. Same with high-level bodybuilding. Before a competition, it's standard to not drink, to be as lean as possible and stuff. And yeah, generally the extreme diets of like models and looksmaxers are pretty scary. But if you do it for the sport and you make lots of money from it, okay. But then regular people do it as well, just because they're mentally ill. And of course, severe undereating or stupid dietary claims can lead to death. Orthotropics. So this term refers to the pseudoscience on facial structure. It was created by Mike Mew. So this is also where the term mewing comes from. And there does seem to be some truth to this, the core belief is that changes in facial structure through mewing and facial exercises are possible, even for grown people and not just children. Now, of course, this is a pseudoscience. The truth is nasal breathing as opposed to mouth breathing is the better way to do it and has effects on facial structure. But generally, the claims are unsupported and are not a replacement for real orthodontics. Hair transplants. This isn't too interesting. It's just another thing that, if done by real doctors, is good. Then there are many ways. Many uncertified doctors do it in unsafe environments, which has ugly outcomes. Hormones. So here I'm talking about like steroids and growth hormones. And of course there are sane ways to use steroids, like Arnold Schwarzenegger did. He's still alive and everyone knows him as a real legend. But then the side effects of steroids are really scary, such as acne, organ damage, death. And also some people have actually like gone insane from steroids and developed psychosis and stuff, so that's kind of scary. And unless you're a professional bodybuilder, don't take hormones like that. The black pill. So the black pill is a more obscure version of the red pill, which opposes the blue pill. But here it's really nihilistic and deterministic and based around the belief that the things that make you attractive cannot be changed, and all of the things that can be changed, like the gym or your personality, don't really matter. And so basically it's the belief that your genes determine everything. Of course this leads to hopelessness and inaction. So then people will not change their life even though they could, because they believe that there's no point. And I will talk more about the moral implications of genetic inferiority beliefs later in the iceberg. The deep waters. So here the topics are already very obscure. Black market Botox. So Botox is a substance that basically paralyzes you, but if done by certified doctors, it can like make you appear younger by like changing your face and stuff. I read a study. Between the 4th of June and the 6th August 2025, there were 41 confirmed cases of botulism, which is a dangerous paralysis after Botox abuse. Sellers and practitioners, which are often untrained, are obtaining unlicensed Botox through illegal means and offering injections in very unsafe environments, such as at home or in a bathroom or something. Jaw surgery. Now there are medical reasons to do a jaw surgery, such as severe under or overbite or airway and breathing issues. And the recovery of such a surgery is long and painful. And there are possible complications such as nerve damage or infection. But people do this type of surgery for cosmetic reasons too, because then they have to go through all of the side effects. And as we know, people with such mental conditions will never be satisfied. And so even if they take the surgery, it won't help the situation. Hive surgery. Same issue as with jaw surgery. These people will never be satisfied. Of course, there are also medical reasons to do it, such as deformities after injuries. Basically, the way it's done is the bone in the leg is cut and then stretched, and then it heals and it ends up being longer. Such a surgery is insanely expensive, like 100k or something, and there are lots of complications and pain associated with it. And same as with jaw surgery, people abuse it for cosmetic reasons, and of course, they'll never be satisfied. AI face apps. There's literally an app called UMax, Become Hot. That's the actual name of the app in the Play Store. And there are many moral implications and problems with such an app, which you may not have thought of, which I will now say. Generally, rating people out of 10 is very dehumanizing, because you cast a human, which is a very complex being, into a number, which is very reducing and dehumanizing. Then the problem is that now it's done with AI. Now we let AI decide the worth of people, and often machine learning is flawed, and the AI may become racist, and that may be undetected for a long time. Like, have you thought about that? Letting an AI rate the worth of people is maybe not a good idea. We can think of all of the dystopic consequences that might have one day. The abyss. Now we will talk about the most obscure topics on the iceberg, okay? Bone smashing. The term bone smashing refers to the practice of hitting your face with a hammer. Wait, I have a hammer here. And this is supposed to cause fractures in your bones, which heal and give you a better jawline. This sounds like a joke, and it started as a joke, but people have actually done it. And the hashtag bone smashing on TikTok, I checked, it's banned now, but according to a source that I found, it had 260 million views. Elliot Rodger is an individual who had a YouTube channel that started in 2012, where he basically talked about his insecurities and his loneliness and his hate for women and happy couples. He had the incel belief that women owe him sex. And incel is an involuntary celibate, by the way, and there are whole communities for that. So he had this belief of male supremacy and that modern women are just stupid for rejecting him and have been brainwashed by feminism, and that he deserves sex. He attempted looksmaxxing to appear more beautiful, but he never approached the women because he expected them to approach him, and it never ended up working. In a video called Retribution, he announced to take revenge on women who have rejected him, and it sounds really cringe when you listen to it, but then he actually killed 6 people and hurt 14 people until he committed suicide. Sounds like some crazy individual, but the thing is, people are making edits of him on TikTok, calling him like an alpha male and stuff. I actually reacted to one of these videos unknowingly during a reaction shoot.
They will see that I am in truth the superior one.
Bro speak like he's the new messiah. Bro think he's Jesus Christ. Genetic inferiority beliefs. So genetic inferiority beliefs are basically what happens when you follow the pipeline of looksmaxxing, red pill, black pill. As I talked about it in black pill, people may believe that if they have certain genetic traits, they're worthless and less valuable than other people. And this can lead to like racist belief or Nazi-like superiority and inferiority beliefs. There are terms like subhuman and superhuman being used in the looksmaxxing community, which is insanely dehumanizing and concerning. DIY surgery. There are some cases of people performing surgeries on themselves, cutting themselves open in the face and taking fat out and everything, only using over-the-counter painkillers and video tutorials and at-home equipment, which is insanely scary. This is a form of self-harm. There's a guy called Core Schizo who did it, if you wanna look it up. Yeah, prepare yourself. Jew conspiracy theories. Believe it or not, some incels believe that, hear me out, Jews created the internet and made it such that women have higher standards for men. Yeah. So, of course, there are some crazy implications. Basically, the people who spread these ideas are just Nazi incels. No other way to say it. Rope maxing. Now, this term is a joke, but people are killing themselves because of black pill beliefs that it's over and their looks determine their worth. Some people may believe that they are genetically inferior and ugly and end up genuinely killing themselves. In the UK, a survey by the Mental Health Foundation found that 1 in 8 people, grown people, reported having suicidal thoughts due to their looks. Let that sink in, okay? 2% of people have body dysmorphic disorder, of which 25% attempted suicide, and 1 in 25 attempts succeed. If you make the calculations on what percentage of the general population that is, that's scary, and I didn't believe it. I had to look it up like twice. Okay, that's it for the iceberg. I want to make a small conclusion for all of the things that we looked at. I believe that the blue pill is mostly true. I believe in good personality and compatibility. There is some truth to the red pill, such as biological differences between men and women and the importance of self-improvement. And sometimes the blue pill may be too naive. I think the blue pill is mostly truth and we're just autistic, and I advise you to just get off the internet and build a life that you're proud of. If your parents could do it, then you can do it too. Most importantly, don't rope max by any means. You don't realize how close you are to improving your life, okay? Because the people in your environment and the people on the internet purposefully spread lies and want to make you feel depressed because they are depressed themselves. Don't listen to it, it's a psyop. And I really hope no one watching this video actually has suicidal thoughts due to the body image. I'm no professional, and generally YouTubers are advised to not give mental health advice. So I should not be giving advice on this, and you should get professional help. I just want you to know you're worth it, and don't listen to lies of people telling you that you're not. Those are lies created by depressed people. Don't be like them.